Hi Lois, now it's time for your workout. Let's start with our warm-up. We're going to start with our shoulder, shrug and roll back. Making sure you feel the shoulder blades moving, gliding on the rib cage. We'll do a couple of circles in both directions. Making sure the whole time you maintain a good posture. We want ears over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips, hips over the ankles. Let me move so you can see my ankles. There we go. So we do a couple of rolls in both directions. We can do a couple of deep breaths, lifting arms up, inhale, exhale. If you do a few more, up, up. Good. One more time. Good. We'll do a couple of circles with arms, just to warm up the shoulders a little bit. Inhale up, exhale down. Couple of circles like this, and a couple of circles in the opposite direction. Good. We can also do gentle side bending, moving rib cage side to side, hips are staying pretty much where they are, over your feet, and you can reach, keeping your arm closer to the ear for more stretch. So that the side bending, we'll also do a couple of rotations, moving feet, hips and shoulders together. You can swing the arms around. And remember how we did little taps? So we're going to start tap and tap, left, right, and then we will take your right hand and reach for your left thigh, and take your left hand and reach for your right thigh. And just keep on moving like this in a cross pattern, and feel a little bit of movement around your midsection. So your hips will be slightly turning as you're doing your taps, and your rib cage will be slightly turning. And if we're doing it right and reaching across, your rib cage and your hips will be turning in opposite direction. So we're warming up a little bit around the hips and waist. Very good. Next move, it's a very small hip hinge. I know your hip is sore, so we will be very gentle. We'll start with the upright position. Have your hips moving back first, bend the knees just slightly and come up. So when you go down, make sure you don't bend too much from your hips, so you don't start feeling that discomfort or you have your problem hip. No rush. We'll inhale down, exhale up. We don't need too many. Maybe 10. 10 would be good. And then you can stand behind the chair. I've got a chair here. Trying to wake up the calves. Come up and get down. You can use the chair or maybe touch it sometimes. Making sure your ankle doesn't mind this move too. A little bit of work for your calves. You can do 10, you can do 15, whatever your ankle can take. Very good. We will shake it out. We can do one more set of each move. Here goes your, let me see, yeah, now I can see my feet. Good. We can start with the upright posture. Ear, shoulder, hip, and ankle. Take the shoulders back. Always start moving your hips first. They go back. Your upper body angles forward, not too much. Now there is no need to drop the upper body down too low, where you might start feeling your hip again. So we will be just doing little ones, softening the knees, sitting as low as you feel comfortable. Very good. And we're done with our hip hinge. Let's go back to the calf raise, if you don't mind, doing the second set. See if you can do it maybe without touching your chair. That would be good. As you come up, you can push your big toes into the floor. That should make your ankles more stable. They will be less wobbly. And good. That's enough. Now, I want you to do your calf stretch. You can use the wall. Step back, push the heel down and back, and count slowly to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and done with the side. Give it a little shake. Do the other side. Press the heel back, bend your front knee, put your hands against the wall, and lean forward. And when you start feeling your stretch, you can start slowly counting to 20. And very good. That is hopefully around 20 seconds. We're moving on to our next exercise, which will be a sliding squat. I am going to use this part on my doorway. It's pretty smooth, so you can lean against it, take your feet forward, and just see whatever your hip can take. Maybe you have a smoother surface in your house. Just be careful with doors. Make sure if you do it against the door, you do it on the side where the door opens to. So when you lean on it, it's not going to accidentally open to the other side. So we just want to be safe. I chose this. It's not going to go anywhere, and it's smooth enough. It does make sounds as I go up and down. With my sliding squat, just choose. You can do really small ones if you start feeling that hip again. Very good. That was the leg exercise. You can have a seat on a chair. Grab your band. I hope you found it. And here goes our own exercise. We will be sitting with the heels planted on the floor. Band is under your feet. We will roll the shoulders back, sit upright, pull the elbows back. Make sure you start the move through your shoulder blades. Pinch them together, and then think of your elbows moving back. Hold it for a second, and then bring it back, and make sure that you're not slouching. So posture should not be like this. We want nice and upright, and we want something like 15 repetitions. If you can do that, that would be good. Feeling the work in your upper back, between the shoulder blades. A little bit of arms. You will feel your biceps a bit when you're doing this. Squeeze and hold. And let go. Very good. Next exercise, let's do our wall sit. So we can go back to a wall or a door that will not open on you. Slide back. See whatever is a doable angle for you, and have everything against the wall. Tighten your midsection. I'm feeling my quads already. I'm not used to these. I really rarely do them, and so I'm feeling it already. I need to admit, I do feel my thighs, they're burning a bit. Goodness, I don't even know if it was 30 seconds yet, but I'm gonna go up because my legs are burning. All right, so that was another leg exercise, and you can repeat it more than once. You may be still sitting there because I know you have a good endurance with that kind of exercise. And when you finish with your wall sit, you can go back to your chair, put the band under your feet, lift up the chest, roll the shoulders back, tuck the chin so your ears are over the shoulders, and off we go. A rowing exercise. Let's count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Very good. Put the band down. Balance exercise. Remember how we used to do standing on one leg exercise? I want you to do it behind the chair. Stand upright, again, ankle, hip, shoulder, ear, all on the same line. Hands right over the chair, so anytime you need it, you can grab it. In this exercise, we want to keep the hips even, so we don't want them to tilt this way or that way, nice and even. So midsection needs to tighten, butt needs to tighten. On the side you're standing on, squeeze the butt, use the toes to grab the floor, and have your chair around you. Really close so you can always touch it when you need it. We're looking for anything, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, minute, maybe. See that your ankle doesn't start hurting you, the bad one. Take it easy on that bad ankle. When you feel you should be done, then have a break and do the other side. So we need to straighten up, thinking vertical. We're aligning the body with a vertical line, with a line of gravity, using the toes to grab the floor, squeezing the butt, keeping midsection engaged, shoulders are back, eyes to the front. And yes, hands right over that chair, so anytime you need the chair, you can hold on to it. Next exercise is for your shoulders. I know you don't have weights at your house. I don't remember seeing them. So you can use 2 small water bottles. Each bottle says it's 500 milligrams, so it's just a little bit more than a pound, which is perfectly fine for this kind of exercise. This is our lateral raise, where your arms are slightly angled forward and your elbows are almost straight. And you can take them up and hold them for a few breaths, especially, I know at the gym we're doing 2-pound weights, so if you have bottles, it's lighter. So maybe hold them a little bit longer to make the exercise feel a bit harder. Make sure your shoulders are staying down. You're having your good posture. And eventually, if you hold them long enough and do enough reps, you will feel your shoulders working. Very good. This is one set. We will do another one. Let's switch to a rotational exercise. External rotation for your shoulder. I hope you found the bands. I have my band attached to my elliptical, which you can't see, but you can have your band tied to a doorknob or some very stable surface. See how much tension you want. Your elbow will be bent. It will be close to your side, but it does not need to be really touching your rib cage. Elbow is bent to about 90 degrees, and you do them slowly. Now notice how in this exercise, your shoulder doesn't move forward and back. Once you put it back and down, it stays in the same position, so you keep it there as you are rotating your humerus from the shoulder joint. So shoulder blade itself stays stable and your upper arm bone moves from your shoulder joint. And you should feel work in the back of that shoulder and you might feel a bit of a stretch in the front of the shoulder. Make sure it's not too much. If you need to shorten the move and if you want to use a little bit less tension, just make the band less tight or step a little closer to your door. Very good. We want about 15 reps on each side. I will have to turn my back to you, I'm sorry, but from here you can see what my shoulder blade is doing, and it's supposed to go back and stay where it is as I'm slowly externally rotating my arm. And let's count it this time. It's 3, 4, and also make sure that you're not moving your upper body to help with the move. Excuse me. Your rib cage is staying exactly in the same place where it is. So your movement happens only in your shoulder joint and not anywhere else. And of course I lost the count, but we should be approaching number 15 somewhere. Very good. So that was external rotation for the shoulder. You can do another set of lateral raises. Here are the water bottles. Bring them up and take them down, standing upright. Maybe you can do this exercise near a mirror where you can see yourself, because you might think you have a good posture, but unless you see yourself, you don't know whether it's really good or not. So arms are going out to the sides and just a little bit forward, maybe 30-degree angle or so, not quite too much forward. And to make the exercise more challenging, we will be holding just when the arms are almost parallel to the ground, maybe a few degrees below parallel. We want to hold them and make our shoulders work. Okay, so that is done. Our next exercise, we can use the same band. It's going to be internal rotation. All the rules are the same. So you use your band, you find how much resistance you want on it. Your elbow is right under the shoulder, so it's pretty close to your ribs, but doesn't really need to be sitting on the ribs. Once you take your shoulder back, it stays there. So you do not want to assist moving your shoulder back and forth. And you're not helping with your whole body moving anywhere. We just want the internal rotation from your shoulder joint. And slower is always better with this kind of exercise. Take it in, give it a couple of breaths. And I'm not counting, I can't talk and count if you shoot me, but when you got to number 15, you can change the side, and I'm turning my back to you again, excuse me, but here we go, let's count. Shoulder blade back and down, that's 1. Rib cage is not moving. You will feel a bit of work happening in the front of your shoulder this time. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Very good. We're done with the band. Give it a couple of shoulder rolls. Shakes out. Now, to get down on the floor, I suggest you go somewhere where there is a chair, or maybe it's in your bedroom. Maybe you can put your hands on your bed to get up. Time for our floor work. So you can use the chair or anything that you need to get down on the floor. We need to do a couple of abdominal exercises, a couple of bridges, and our back extensions. So, to make sure your back won't hurt when you're getting down, you start from your side, and you get on your side, and then roll on your back, and mentioned that earlier, a little bit of something under your head, a little folded towel maybe. And here we go. Crunches. We don't want to go too far. We don't want to do it too fast. 2, 3. So you want to make sure that there is a space between your chin and your chest where you can put your fist in to make sure we're not doing neck crunches. So just maintain that space. And again, take your time with them. Squeeze and hold for a second. And then let go. And keep your midsection, your stomach muscles tight when you're lowering your rib cage. So it stays under tension the whole time. And when you're done with your set of crunches, you can put your elbows out and press them into the floor like this. That way we will have some work for your back muscles too as you're doing your bridges. Your feet are about hip width apart, and so are your knees. And first thing we need to do is squeeze the glutes, the butt muscles, come up, and make sure you're not going up too far where you might start feeling that hip. Hold it for a couple of breaths and get down. So work should be in your glutes. You will feel your hamstrings contracting. You will feel your abdominals tightening. Should not be much pressure on your back at all. And if you feel like maybe your feet are too close, you're not getting much movement, or you're getting a hamstring cramp, you can change where your feet are so it feels comfortable. And don't forget to be pressing your elbows into the floor. Very good. Back to crunches. 1, 2. He's just such a sweet boy. This is my kitty, Bubba. 4, 5, 6. Yes, I'm exercising. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Very good. One more set of bridges. We're almost done here. Elbows out to the sides. Press them into the floor. Feet, knees, and hips are all aligned. Squeeze the butt. Drive your hips up. And take them down, making sure the motion is comfortable. It's not too much. It's not giving you hip discomfort. And you're still pressing your elbows into the floor. Gives your back something to do. Say, where are we? Where are we? 5, 6, 7. Keep your thighs parallel. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, we're done with bridges. Let's roll on the side and then keep on rolling and move into our last set of exercises. First, we'll take it to a Sphinx. We will tighten the butt. We'll put your forearms in front of you. Lift up the chest. Drop the shoulders, so they're not by the ears. And just give it maybe 30 seconds. Breathing. Make sure the extension is not too dramatic so you don't start feeling too much pressure on your lower back. So that is our Sphinx. Oh, now you're here too. Okay, and now last exercise, the extension. That's when we are taking your arms to the sides, palms facing the floor, like this. So palms facing the floor, rolling the shoulders back, keep your glutes tight, inhale and come up, and reach back through your fingertips, exhale and go down. Again, you don't need to go up too high if you feel that your lower back is tightening. Great, now I have your butt in my nose, thank you. Yeah, don't go too high. To avoid too much pressure on the lower back, we're trying to come up from the mid-back without taking it into too much lumbar extension. And we need 10, 12, whatever you can do. I want you to feel your back working, but not aching. Very good. And at some point your arms are going to get tired too. That's when you are done. And now we need to get up on the elbows, on the knees, on hands and knees. And now I hope you're somewhere where you can use a chair or a bed or something. See which leg do you want to bring forward. Probably not the one where you have your bad hip, probably it's the other one. And you can lean on your chair or your bed, or maybe on that knee. Come up slowly, making sure you're not going to get dizzy. And all we need to do is stretch your hamstrings now. So that is the seated stretch that you can do from the chair. One knee bent, one knee straight. Let me turn. So you can see, and we were leaning forward with straight back. So we're not rounding the back itself. It's a hip hinge, so you tilt your pelvis forward. Keep that knee straight and hold it there for 20 or 30 seconds. And if you want to pull, keep your knees straight and pull your toes up, it will also put stretch into the calf. Down with one side, give it a little bit of a stomp. Keep the knees straight, sit tall, lean forward, enjoy your hamstring stretch. You can pull the toes up. Very good. And maybe a few rotations. First we need to be sitting tall. You can turn around, look over your shoulder, don't rush through this. Take a couple of deep breaths. And then go to the other side. We don't want any extreme rotation. When you turn your shoulders, your belly button should pretty much stay where it is. We do want to rotate from the mid-back and keep the shoulders back and down. And we're looking over the shoulder. And you can do that a couple of times. And since we're here, let's also stretch the neck. I want you to first sit tall, grab the chair. We do it to keep the shoulders down. Move your head to the side while holding your chair. That will make sure your shoulder blade doesn't go anywhere. And maybe lean a little bit. And it's a side stretch. You should feel it all the way, maybe even down on the shoulder. Be gentle. Now, chin goes just a little bit in. And the stretch moves in the back of the neck. And the area between your shoulder blade and your neck. Very good. Other side, we're sitting upright. Start with a side bend. Lean a little bit. Feel a good stretch going down the arm. And then when you move your chin in, the stretch migrates in the area between your shoulder blade and your neck. Yes. It's a good neck stretch. Alright, and now we're just sitting tall. We're going to put the ears over the shoulders. Bend the knees. Come up. Press the feet into the floor. Rise up. And we're all done.